And hello, everyone. Welcome to WD Carousel Podcast. My name's Ian.
And I'm Crystal.
And we're going to do another continuation of our Parks Best Show countdown for Disney World.
Yes, we are going to do our third park, which is Animal Kingdom. But before we do, we have a sponsor for this episode.
What?
I know, somebody likes us.
God. So, a word from our sponsor. A trip to Disney should be exciting from the moment you decide to go. Unfortunately, the details of travel, ticket purchase, fast-pass scheduling, and meal planning can suck the magic right out of your trip. That's why our friend Jenny started Sea Witch Adventures.
Sea Witch Adventures is a personalized trip planning service that puts the magic back into your trip by taking the stress out. You'll get concierge service tailored to the experience you want and on the budget you set. The best part, there is no additional cost because the agents are compensated by Disney and other travel vendors.
Follow Sea Witch Adventures on Instagram at seawitch.adventures to find out more.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Check her out. She's awesome. She has an amazing personality, just like us.
She's really fun. We talked to her just for fun for a while. It was supposed to be a meeting, and we just started talking to her. So
yeah, it was just funsies.
It was a whole thing. So
so check her out. She's really personable and she's amazing. So
absolutely.
And on to the show.
On to the show.
Shows.
All right.
Shows.
So Animal Kingdom is one of my favorite parks, and I'm excited.
For those of you who are listening, he did a little dance.
I did a little dance, so you might want to just check out the YouTube video for that. That's kind of fun. But anyway, so I don't know how we want to break these down.
Okay, so there are literally only 4 main shows to Animal Kingdom, which is officially posted, specifically timed shows. Let's get that straight.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of street performances that go on, which are still amazing. So I highly recommend checking them out. I know there's performances that go on in Africa. I know that there's performances that go on the way to Dino Land, when you're coming off of Discovery Island, where you can meet Russell and Doug from up over across from there. They're all over the place. So really go check out those street performances. They are wonderful, and those are scheduled, but we went with the shows that are actually found in the... if you need a map and you want to know where rides are and that sort of thing.
Right.
These are the ones that are listed. So.
Yeah. Now, on top of that, too, is some websites claim to be able to track the timetables because there's kind of predicted timetables for those traveling shows, but you never know for sure, so that's what we're going with.
And they also rotate between, focusing on one or the other. Like, they just started about a month ago a new Bollywood dancing.
Okay. They have a thing in India for Bollywood dancing?
Yeah, they have a whole Bollywood dancing show, which looks amazing, and I saw some video clips of it.
Okay.
But it's not one that they actually have scheduled on the maps for timing and all that, so we're not going to include it, but check it out because it's awesome. It
sounds very exciting. So, let's start with one of probably the best-known main shows. I think it's been there since the very beginning.
Yes.
So that is Festival of the Lion King.
Mm-hmm. And it can be found right in Africa when you cross over the bridge from Discovery Island into Africa. It's going to be right there on the left-hand side. Also, it is on the background walkway to get from Pandora to Africa. Yes. So it's right there on that little cusp of where Africa is. We went last time to escape the heat because it is air conditioned, which is great.
As I recall, we were just in Pandora and it was very warm.
Mm-hmm. And we've been walking back and forth between Africa and Pandora a couple times as well. So it gave us a nice break. It's indoors. It is bench style seating, which means that they can squeeze in a lot of people. So it's not like you really have to be too concerned about making sure that you can get a spot for the show. It's a theater in the round. So everywhere you go, you're going to have a good view.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's kind of engineered that way. It's almost kind of like a stadium, kind of with lots of those entrances like that. And there was something else. I don't remember what it was, but there was something else I was going to say right now, and I don't remember what it was.
You'll remember it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's always what happens.
It is a very gymnastics-y, Cirque du Soleil.
That was what I was going to say. It's like Cirque du Soleil.
Show-y.
Yeah.
But it is not like the actual movie, The Lion King.
Right.
They actually have a big division between the two. So unlike other shows that you can find in Disney World where it is a retelling of the story that we know from the movies and everything, this is not.
Right. This is, it's actually exactly as it's described. It's like Festival of the Lion King. It's like that you come out and you kind of walk into, it's almost like kind of like a tribal thing where they come in and it's like they're celebrating the story of like Simba, kind of like the story of the Lion King. So characters come out and interact, but it's in a very like fourth wall breaky kind of way. Like they come in and they interact with the audience, and it's more like you're in part of this thing, and it's kind of one of the reasons it works so well. Is it's just sort of like this like kind of celebration. It's like a party that also Cirque du Soleil maybe had something to do with. It's kind of what it feels like. Yeah.
I mean, they have one, like, before I even saw the show, I saw a behind the scenes, and they have one scene where it's all the monkeys doing all the bouncing stuff on the trampoline and the acrobatics that go along with it, and it was amazing, and they are so talented, and it's really neat to be able to see them do things in the air that I can't even do on land.
And I can't do on land. Let's be honest, like,
well,
crazy.
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
But anyways,
yeah, right.
They divide up the audience between 4 different groups of animals, and you participate, and there's like growling contests, right. And then another time they invite all the kids to come up, and they have like instruments for them,
and they walk around a circle. It's very interactive.
It's very engaging.
It's kind of amazing when they bring the kids up there, because there's a lot of other like acrobatics going on, and they do an amazing job of keeping the kids out of the way without looking like they're out of the way. Like it's all extraordinarily well coordinated, and I hadn't seen it in a long time until we saw it last, and it's just as good as I remember it. It's really amazing, and the singing is really quite amazing as well. So it's all very much live performances in terms of the vocals, and it's very amazing. Yeah,
very skilled cast. So I would highly recommend checking it out.
Absolutely.
The next one we will go to is Up, a Great Bird Adventure.
Yes.
I emphasized up because there is an exclamation point,
and it's all caps.
All caps, up. A Great Bird Adventure. This replaced the other bird show that was in the entrance E from Africa to Asia.
Yeah.
And it is good. I love bird shows. I love animal shows in general.
Yeah.
Live animals always add a little bit more interest and a little bit more, excitement. A little fun mom energy.
Fun mom energy. Yeah, absolutely.
To the show. I am not as thrilled that they included the characters from Up, like Russell and Doug. I mean, it just felt like they were trying to add in IP where they didn't necessarily need to have IP.
It's kind of true, and that's the thing, and I really haven't seen anything with this new show.
Okay.
I know that I saw the old show years ago, and I remember finding it incredible, and I don't know if it's more or less the same kind of concept.
It is. It really is. But now they add in a lot more of the wilderness explorer, and how we're all wilderness explorers. Caw, caw, rawr. And, just really play up the Russell Doug thing.
They actually bring them both in, though, at some point?
Yes.
See, I would almost be okay with it being the wilderness and explorer thing without the characters in it. Like, because then it'd almost it'd be kind of, it's like the Festival of the Lion King, where you're kind of like part of it, but you're not like taking part in the story too dramatically.
You mean I'm not going to be bouncing on the trampolines with the monkeys?
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, so that's.
But they don't include Kevin the bird. They don't actually have the bird from Up in the Great Bird Show.
Hold on.
They only recently brought Kevin out into the parks, and Kevin is a walking character.
Is he an animatronic?
No, he's a full body character.
How do they do that?
Yeah, it's interesting, but they don't have Kevin show up in Up, a Great Bird Adventure.
Bird Adventure, where they have like
where they have the birds.
Birds, yeah.
Maybe it's because they are afraid that Kevin will scare off other ones.
The birds.
I don't know, but a dog's fine.
Yeah, the dog is fine though. It's very weird. Okay, the dog. How do they handle Doug?
Doug is...
He's just a standing, like...
Yeah, he's a standing with his paws up like this, and... And, he says his words like he still has his...
The voice thing.
Voice box on and everything.
I like you temporarily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I have
the
thoughts
bird
about
show
that.
was great before. It didn't need to be messed with, is my opinion.
Okay.
So, still,
yeah.
I mean, a great show. It is in an open air theater. They do have a
Cover.
roof on it,
Yeah.
but wind and, things go on, which, weather,
Right.
lizards, those sorts of things happen.
Lizards and weather in Florida and stuff.
So just be aware of that. The queue is all standing outside without a roof, unlike the Festival of the Lion King that actually had a roof for the queue. So just be aware if you are seeing some darkish clouds, rain clouds, that you will be, at the very least, in the queue standing outside.
Gotcha.
And they'd probably cancel the show anyways because birds go flying, so they're not going to have them out in a rainstorm.
Right. I'm trying to picture the space, and all I can really remember is the one for the science, the Minnesota Zoo. So I'm getting there.
It's very similar. It's very similar.
It's a more elaborate set, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
Yeah.
And a lot more seats because Minnesota is not Walt Disney World.
Yeah, this is true. Though I will say that's a pretty cool amphitheater, but we're not here to promote the Minnesota Zoo.
I saw Gaelic Storm at that amphitheater. Yeah.
It's actually a really cool zoo, if I'm perfectly honest with you.
Anyways,
super unrelated. Okay.
So, that was Up, a Great Bird Adventure.
Yes, it was. And maybe I'll just move on to the Finding Nemo the musical, which I think is one of the best shows in Walt Disney World.
I would agree.
It is. If you've never seen it, go see it. It is. I don't. If it's like 25 minutes long, 30 minutes long.
No, it's almost like 40 minutes.
It's one of the longer ones. Yeah, because it actually plays out like a full musical. Like it's not just like the little like abbreviated Little Mermaid.
It's not a retelling.
Right.
It is the story, but then they also add more songs.
Yeah.
And because it's a musical, they sing it. So like a Great Blue World. No, a Big Blue World, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The one that's in the Nemo ride in Epcot.
Yeah. That's featured.
Yeah, that one is in the musical, as well as some of our other favorites, but then they sing a lot, like them singing the "We go out and back in and then out and then." I'm like, oh, you're going to sing that too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And,
okay.
And
I can get along with it.
You may be curious as to the way they. If you've never seen this show, you may be curious as to the way they handle it, and it's all puppets, but not in a Muppets way. It's more like in a Avenue Q way, where everyone is on stage as like kind of dressed up in like a funny kind of turtleneck, like their character color.
Yeah.
And then they have these really elaborate kind of on sticks. And they've got lots of control, and they're very emotive and everything, but you can also watch
the actor.
It's like watching a voice actor work at the same time as like the other thing is happening. It's a really neat layering to everything, and it makes it very visually engaging. Not to mention it's just a visually engaging show to begin with. It's very well put together in terms of scenic design and everything. It's very
set
very
design's
tasteful.
amazing.
Yeah.
The way that they use the stage is wonderful. The cast is creative, like you said, and I think the first time I saw it and saw that Gil only had half of a body, because they like gave him his face, but then they had a straight line down, so he wasn't even that deep, but then the actor behind him was doing all the puppetry work, but like you said, you could totally see the actor emoting at the same time he's making the puppet emote. And I was like, oh,
it's kind of like motion capture without the motion capture. It's honestly like a unique theater experience, like in its own right. Like it's not even because you're going in to see it, like, you know, like the Little Mermaid ride. And all this. Like they're not. They're kind of like they're cool and they're very immersive in a Disney way. But like in terms of like seeing a show, like it's not that interesting. But like I would say like Finding Nemo the musical as a show is really good. And the one that stood out to me was the scene with Crush.
Yes,
because he's like the vocal range on the song he sings is incredible. It's like I'm trying to remember like the name of the vocal range, but it's very wide, and he has to sing. It's like operatic, not like contralto, countertenor, but it's like almost like that, where it's very high and very wide ranging, and it's a really neat scene. And actually, he's one of the more interesting puppets because he's so big in comparison to Nemo. The rider actually just stands, or the actor just stands on his back. Like he's just like this like fully robotic animatronic that's huge, and then like the puppeteering. I can't remember if they like somebody else puppeteers him below.
I can't remember, but that would make sense.
Yeah, but he just like is like on this pedestal above and like does this whole thing, and I remember just being floored by that performance. It was really truly incredible.
And where we were talking about like Beauty and the Beast being, you know, a really high stage show, this is beyond that.
Yeah.
So we'll just say this is pretty much the top stage show in Disney
thing.
We might be giving a little bit of a preview of how our numbers are going to look, and then we'll go to It's Tough to Be a Bug. The final official show at Animal Kingdom.
And that has been there since the very beginning.
That one is
a very good place to start.
It's in the tree.
Yes.
So Discovery Island, it's right there. Finding Nemo is in between Asia and Dino Land.
Yes,
it's on the walkway. So it's a huge theater. You'll see it as you walk by, just for location wise.
Yeah.
But It's Tough to Be a Bug is in the actual tree on Discovery Island.
Yep. And it's a show I've seen a number of. I've basically, except for the last 2 times I've been to Disney, I've seen it every time.
Oh, okay.
And it's like I would equate it most to like Muppet Vision 3D.
I was just gonna make that comparison. Whereas you love Muppet Vision 3D. It's Tough to Be a Bug, even though it has a lot of the same things. It's a 3D screen
movie with lots of 4D.
And there's also, you know, the characters that will pop out of the, like, top of the theater.
Yes.
And, you know, interact on the outside like they kind of do in Muppet Vision 3D, but it's primarily screen-based.
Yeah, and there's seat interaction stuff.
Seat interaction that's as well as smell.
Smell interaction stuff. So it's actually, if you've got like young kids, it's actually kind of intense, weirdly. Like, as a very young person, like, and if you have arachnophobia, I would caution you to not go see it.
What?
Yeah. I don't dislike it. I will say that, like, if they're like, we're killing off one show, you have to choose if you want to keep Muppet Vision 3D or Stuff to Be a Bug, I would take Muppet Vision any day of the week. It's just, the problem for me with It's Tough to Be a Bug is that it's sort of like, it was there basically by Eisner to like promote A Bug's Life, which is like so long ago. It's so long ago that it's kind of hard to be like, yeah, that's relevant. Like, it's just...
But it gives something else to do in a theme park that is trying not to be a zoo.
Right.
But it is a glorified zoo, let's be honest.
I would argue now, at this point in time, it's gotten to be a lot more diverse. Mm-hmm. With the stuff in Pandora.
Yes.
The stuff with having Expedition Everest there.
Well, now it has more stuff to do.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, I still like the aspect of having more shows, and as you saw us kind of complain, there are only 4 here already, so I feel like they kind of need to keep It's Tough to Be a Bug, just to have some more filler that is not walking another path.
Oh, absolutely.
For animals. Not saying that that's bad, but
I love, is it Maharaja Jungle Trek? I think it's actually like, it's amazing. It's like the most immersive walk you will ever take in terms of being like, I'm in Central Florida, but I couldn't be in India, right? I could, maybe. So it's cool, but yeah, absolutely. If you want to vary it, it's definitely a nice way to flesh it out. However, I will say, I would not be against them.
Of the 4 of them, I would say it's the weakest.
The weakest. And it's just, they've got that space down there. I think there's another show they could put in there in using the same space that would be a little more relevant to today.
That might have been a good one for Up.
Yeah, they could have done something with Up there. I think you've got definitely like a 3D, 4D experience in Up. You could totally have something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely think that It's Tough to Be a Bug might be a little on the on the weak side, but
so ranking these
probably won't be too terribly hard.
So number 4, It's Tough to Be a Bug.
Yep, I agree.
Number 3 would probably be Up, A Great Bird Adventure. And then I would go Festival of the Lion King and then Finding Nemo.
You know what? I totally agree. Because Festival of the Lion King, you could be like, it's classic and very good, and it is still very good.
It is.
Because it used to be the main guy in Festival of the Lion King used to be the same actor for like 3 times that I went to visit Disney. And this was when I was younger, so it'd be like 4 or 5 year stretches before we'd go see him. And he literally was the same guy, and he was amazing. This really amazing voice. And now they've kind of updated it, and it's a new guy, and that whole cast is still amazing. but he's not quite as strong in the guy that we saw.
Festival of the Lion King feels more like a park show.
Yeah.
Finding Nemo feels like
a Broadway show.
A Broadway show.
It really
does.
does.
So it's not saying that Festival of the Lion King is bad.
Right.
It's great. It's very interactive. It includes kids. It gets you going.
Yes.
Keeps you engaged.
Yes.
As a park show should.
Yes.
But Finding Nemo is just that step above.
It is, and it's still engaging to the kids, and that's the other thing too. Is it's like a Broadway show quality production, but it's still got that really high end.
16 years later,
right, and it's just it's pretty amazing. What I just say? Did I say Finding Nemo or Festival of the Lion King?
We're gonna say we're going with Finding
Nemo. That's what I thought I said. Okay, good.
Musical.
Okay, good.
I don't know. At this point in time, we were talking.
Fine.
You knew what we were talking about.
You can go back and listen. We can't, but you can. But yeah, it's really an engaging thing, even though we're saying it's Broadway quality.
Yeah.
But it's also, it's. I would say that for me, I think that Festival of the Lion King and Finding Nemo are my recommendation to go see are at almost equal level. But in terms of just quality, full quality in every aspect, Finding Nemo wins.
I would agree.
That's kind of where I put it.
Those two shows are musts when you go. If you only have one chance to go to Animal Kingdom, make sure you plan for those, as well as hitting the rides and doing all the other stuff. But the other ones, they're good.
Yeah,
they're good time wasters.
Yeah,
if you don't have a fast pass to something and don't want to wait in the line or walk one of the trails.
Yeah. Your safari doesn't go on for another hour or so, you know, something to do.
Yeah. But definitely Finding Nemo, number one.
Yeah.
Hands down.
And absolutely and it's really hard not to run into a street show. Mm-hmm. They're happening a lot, and they're often some of the most engaging in the parks.
Yes.
So definitely, I know, every time we go by in Discovery Island, we always go by the bucket drummer kind of guys. They're not bucket drummers; they're actually real drummers and dancers, and it's
and then
really
there's
amazing.
that one in the African Bazaar, right there too.
Yes,
which is great.
Yeah,
and just when you're wandering, just go immerse yourself in these different countries that they've built up, or worlds, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Pandora's not a country.
It's not. But
no. But of course, that really doesn't have a lot of stage shows either, or
it doesn't. It has
street performers. They have the one walking
guy,
robot guy,
right? And it's more in the line of the Jedi training kind of line of stuff. It's kind of more IP based kind of walking show thing where they're kind of. It kind of feels like a carnival barker, and you just kind of just draws you in. It's not really a kind of show on its own, but all very engaging stuff. I think it's a very immersive park, and there's a lot of immersive stuff that they try to do to kind of bring it all in, and so it's a lot of fun. So anyway, I just like Animal Kingdom. So,
I do too. It is one of the parks that I wish I could spend more time at. It just doesn't seem to be top priority whenever we go down to make sure that we spend a good amount of time there.
We'll have to change that.
Yeah, we'll have to really focus.
Yeah,
one of these times when we go down. But that's our show for the day, folks.
Yeah, that is our show for the day.
So, don't forget to subscribe to us on Patreon.
Yes.
Support your local nerds.
Yeah. And on that note, thank you so much for listening and watching. My name's Ian.
And I'm Crystal. This has been WD Carousel, the podcast.
Yeah.
And we hope you all have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Beautiful tomorrow, just a dream away.